Okay. Yeah, this is Daryl. Yeah, my shirt says, if Daryl can't fix it, we're all screwed. Yeah, I like this shirt. Funny thing is, I'm not good with tools and, building things, so this is kind of a joke. As you can see, I'm sporting a Tampa Bay Rays hat. And the reason for this is, as some of you know, I am getting ready to move to Florida. Yes, I am. We're putting our house up on the market first week in June, first week or two. I guess they're going to come in and take the pictures of the house around the 10th, I think. And my pod gets here on the 12th. And right now I got my house painted. I got a couple of rooms done in my house. I got some paint. I'm gonna do some other small stuff, mostly trimming around the door frame and around the window frame, and the bar is a little rough, so I'm gonna just paint that all up, get it looking good. And other than that, it's just cleaning, getting finding things to get rid of, deciding what we're going to take, what we're going to leave. Probably a lot of stuff we're going to get rid of or leave. I'm taking my lounge chair because it's brand new, just got it a month or so ago, maybe a month and a half ago. It's a nice lazy boy, so I'm going to be taking that with me. Mom's gonna take her bed. I'm gonna take mine, but it's gonna be used in our spare bedroom. The house that we're looking at, a brand new house, one of the Lennar communities, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage, about 1,900 square feet, which is considerably more square feet than in this house. I only have, it's listed as a 1.5 car garage, but really is only a 1 car garage. But the house, obviously the 4 bedrooms, I got 3 bedrooms here, got 2 baths, I only got 1 bath here. Beautiful kitchen, beautiful living room is much bigger than what we got here. It's got everything that, all the, of course, being a brand new home, it's got brand new appliances, it's all green energy efficient, so hopefully that'll save a lot on air conditioning bills down there. I've done a preliminary budget, and basically, with the price of the home being more than what I'm paying here, I'm still gonna, even with the increase in auto insurance, also gonna need increase homeowners insurance, because of course they got the hurricanes down there, and probably look into sinkhole insurance just to be on the safe side. Most of the new communities like that take steps to remediate sinkholes before they happen, but no matter what they do, they can still happen. So I just want to be on the safe side, get all the insurance that I need for anything flood. Even though it's not in a flood zone, floods can still happen. So I want flood insurance, want to be covered for hurricanes, want to be covered for sinkholes. And of course, down in Florida, auto insurance is considerably higher. I'll be going from 2 cars down to 1 because I'm going to get rid of my stick shift, pay that off and get rid of it. Because your initial transfer vehicle from, from away, from out of state is roughly around $500, and that's just the first year. After that, they don't have no excise tax down there. They don't have any inspections down there. So, I look at it as a trade-off. From what I hear, I went down to Florida last week. I think it was like April 28th or the 1st of May, somewhere around there. Anyway, we went down there for a few days. I didn't get a chance to go into the stores to compare prices, but from what I hear, grocery prices are probably about a wash from here to there. Depending on the area, might be a little bit higher, but still I'm going to make out, because the biggest thing is I got to figure $500 a year for oil. Or, excuse me, $500 a month for oil, especially during the winter months. But I just keep it in my budget all year round, and that way, I have a little stash there if I need it. But won't need heating oil. Your electric, obviously, air conditioned season is going to be a little bit high, well, probably a lot higher. But then again, I've heard anywhere from people $200 a month up to $500 a month during peak air conditioning season. I'm hoping, with a brand new home like this, it'll be around a $200, which is pretty much what I'm paying down here, up here during air conditioning season, and even during heating season, because I run my snow mats, my electric heat mats, on my walkway in the winter, so that drives the electric up to about $2 a month. So pretty much all year round I'm paying about $200 a month for electric. So I figured about double what I pay here, but I'm hoping maybe it won't be that much. But even, let's say it's $500 a month in the summer. I figure $500 for the heat, $200 for the electric, so that's $700 a month I'm figuring up here. And even if it is $400 or $500, I'm still saving a couple hundred, and I can't see it being $500 a month, because I'm not going to have a pool. The place where I live, they have a community pool, so I don't need my own pool, so I'll save electric on that. And yeah, so it's I think I'll be all right, and maybe figure a little bit extra if I have to for groceries. I do want to, when I sell the house, I got a good idea what I'm going to get for the house. I know what I want for the house. I know what I might be getting for the house. I'm not going to say it on here for obvious reasons, but I figure I'll have enough to move. Doing the pods, looks like I'm only going to need about one of their biggest pods to move. And I figured right now 3 months storage, because I don't know how quick I'm going to be able to get the house down there, and I don't know how quick this house here is going to sell. So figure, it's going on the market about June 12th, somewhere around there. I'm getting a pod delivered June 12th, so 3 months give me in September, June, July to August to September, and I can get an additional month, as many as I need on the storage. But it's going to be about $5,000. That includes everything: the pod, the storage, the moving of the only thing it doesn't include is I'm going to need a couple guys. I'm going to have to hire a couple guys to come and load the heavy stuff into the pod, like whatever like the beds and the chair and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to have help with that. So yeah, it shouldn't be too much to hire a couple guys like that. But so it's gonna be about $4 or $5 for that, which I think is real good. Because if I went through regular moving truck lines, you're talking at least $10 grand, and that's not even for any storage. Because most of the moving companies don't do storage. So I'm really happy with that price. So yeah, so now I'm the place we're moving in Florida. It's in the Tampa Bay area. I'm not gonna give a city out for obvious reasons, but we know where it is, and we checked out the place, toured one of the model homes they had there. It's really nice. I mean, the closet in the master bedroom is about as big as our bathroom here. I mean, it's awesome. They do have a HOA. Not too crazy about that. It's only $12 a month. That's not really the issue. I did get a copy of their rules. The realtor I'm working with down there, and as well as I made contact with the person that runs the HOA as far as the residents, and she sent me a copy of the rules too and answered some of my questions. Yeah, I know things can change. I know they can raise rates of the HOA, they can change rules, but from what I see, it's pretty straightforward stuff. Basically, any changes, anything you want to do, you got to get permission, and it's, pretty much that any HOA is going to do. They also have a CDD fee, which, for those that don't know, is a community development district. When these builders go in and make these communities, they take out bonds for stuff like the sewer, the water line, whatever, the building, the construction, the permits and everything. And so they charge the residents a fee, so that covers all that. And the buyers, when they buy the house, they pay it. It's included in the taxes, but it's a separate fee from the taxes. I think this one is like $135 a month or so, something like that. But that's included in your taxes, so it comes out of your escrow when you get your mortgage. You still got to pay it, obviously, but it's it's something that they do down there. And like I said, I'm not crazy about it, but the positive thing about an HOA is, they do make sure you take care of your property. They do make sure you don't have broken down cars and trucks laying out in your front lawns. They make sure that your house looks nice and that you take care of the upkeep of, your house and your shrubs and everything. So property values tend to, be up, as opposed to areas without HOAs that you don't know what you're going to get. I know some of them can be anal. I know this one is, you can have an American flag, which that was my biggest concern. You can decorate for Christmas, which was another of my big concerns. My weather station would be all right, because basically if it's in the backyard and is not in view from the front, from the street, you're good. The yards are a lot smaller. Usually they're like 50-foot lots or 40-feet lots. Again, you get a small yard. You can fence it in. You can have a fenced-in yard, which I'm going to do for my doggy. But yeah, I like it, and my mother likes the place, and I like the place, so we're gonna see what we can do there. Price is a little higher than what I wanted, but it's a difference between a 4-bedroom 2-bath and a 3-bedroom 2-bath. And thing with the 4-bedroom, the reason why we're looking at that, not only the extra space, but we want to have a room for if we do get any visitors. Our friends up here might want to come down for a week or whatever and want to stay, have a place for them to stay. I also like having my home chapel, so I could have my room for my chapel and a room for the visitors. So, the rooms will be used, so, it's nice, and she likes having the extra room in case she gets to the point where she might have to either have a electric wheelchair to get around, because of her mobility issues. In the house, there's plenty of room for her to get around, and so that'll be good. I'm just looking at my dog over there. He's been out. He's sitting on the dirt right now, just looking around. This is the first day in a long time that we've had sun with no rain. Everything is still wet. I got to get my deck stained. I got a bunch of supplies, painting supplies, stained for my deck and everything, and now I just need about 4 or 5 good days where I can go out and stain the decks, because I got the front deck and the back deck. So I want to get that done, plus the painting in the house. And it's like every day next week is going to rain. It's going to rain, Monday, Tuesday, well, like I said, every day. So today and tomorrow is going to be okay. I guess afternoon tomorrow might cloud over or whatever, but I guess it's supposed to rain, supposed to hold off. Temperature's been sucking, 40s for highs. Today's one day we're in the 50s to near 60. Might be around 60 today, but it's still a little breezy, so it's a little cool. That's why I got my jacket on here. Plus I'm in the shade, so if I was in the sun I probably wouldn't need it. I want to get my lawn cleaned up. I got some lawn seed because I got some dead spots from the winter, and so I want to get that done, just so everything looks nice when they come to take the pictures and when people come to look at the house. So it all depends on how quickly the house sells. I got a lot of work to do. I got, like I said, cleaning, and start packing stuff, and deciding what we're taking, what we're not taking, getting rid of what we're getting rid of, and some stuff I might be able to sell, other stuff, probably just donate somewhere, or, whatever, just toss it if it's any good. So yeah, it's I'm excited, a little bit nervous, but excited. Anytime you make a big move like this, especially when you don't know what's going to happen, and you have a plan, but you don't know how good the plan's going to come together. But it's an adventure, and finally happy to get out of Maine. I just hate the weather up here. Got about 2 months of the year where you get good weather, good summertime weather, and the rest of the time it's cold, wet, raining and snowing, and dark. I'm still putting my heat on at night. I turn it down at night, but during the morning especially, got to turn the heat up still. A lot of times right into June you have to put the heat on at least in the morning. And, it's just, plus the political stuff around here, the Democrats have complete control of the state. They're going after gun control. They want to make it so you can't have your gun by your bed. You got to lock it up even if you're home, and they stuff that the voters of the state of Maine rejected soundly a couple of years ago, 3-4 years ago, I think it was, that we voted no on all kinds of gun control. The Democrats took over, and now they want to force it in by legislation, and there's nobody to stop it because they got a super majority in the House and Senate, and they got General Janet Mills there as the General Mills governor there, and she wants to tax everything and anything, put tax on heating oil, tax on gasoline, tax on this, tax on that, and Paul LePage, he left us with, I don't know how many millions of dollars in surplus, and she just spent it all not even 3 months into her administration. And, she says, oh, I'm not going to raise taxes, but everything she's proposed is going to raise taxes. And they want to make this a sanctuary state for illegal aliens, and give welfare to illegals, and it's just insane. Punish the hard-working people in Maine to give to illegals and people that whatever. I'm just sick of this place, and I know Florida, they just made sanctuary cities illegal statewide. Their gun control is tighter in some respects, but looser in some respects. Like, for instance, in order to conceal carry, you have to have a permit. Where here in Maine, you don't need a permit to conceal carry. But the difference is, in Florida, someone breaks into your house, you can shoot them. Basically, that's what it is. Somebody breaks into your house, you can shoot them, which is the way it should be. You're going to break into my house, I'm going to shoot you. Well, in Maine, if somebody breaks into your house, you got to yell, hey, I got a gun and I'm going to shoot you if you come in here. And so now if somebody's breaking into your house and have a gun, now they know where you're at, and they're going to come in guns blazing, whatever, and and there is no Florida. They have a stand your ground law, which basically somebody's carjacking you or trying to rob you or something, shoot them, like it should be. Here, if somebody's trying to rob you or if somebody's trying to carjack you, you got to run away if you can. You got to let them have your car, let them have your money, just run away. And, that's crap. If I got a gun, I'm going to shoot them. And that's the way it should be. And also in Florida, I forget what the term is, it's like a Good Samaritan law. If somebody's robbing somebody else, like you're in a store, somebody's trying to rob the store, you can shoot the robber to protect the people in the store or wherever you're at. Somebody's robbing somebody else, somebody's trying to carjack somebody else, you can shoot the carjacker. Again, common sense, but this state doesn't have any. So, good thing is Florida recognizes the state of Maine's concealed carry permit, which I have. Obviously, once you become a resident in Florida, you got to change it over, but it's just basically a formality. Obviously, they probably still run a background check on you, but that's not an issue, So the only thing is, looking at how I'm going to transport my firearms. They got a couple of sites where you can go through licensed dealers. You basically ship your guns to from here in Maine to a dealer in Florida. When you get down there, you get your firearms back down there. Because the issue is, basically, to drive from here to Florida, you got to go through the People's Republic of Massachusetts, the People's Republic of New York, uh, as well as the People's Republic of New Jersey and the People's Republic of Delaware. I know some states, some of those states aren't as bad as others, but if you go through and have firearms in your car and you do get stopped, you're liable to find yourself in jail for felony charges. So, they do have laws to protect you, like if you're moving like I am, if you have your firearms in a locked container in the back of your car and your ammunition in another locked container in the back of your car, supposedly you can't be charged, so you could do that, but I just rather avoid the whole issue and just get it shipped down, and pay whatever fee is. I don't think the fee is that much, and go through a licensed dealer and everything, and I might do that with my rifle, and maybe take my Glock with me in the locked container. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I want to make sure I don't do anything that could get me in trouble. I know you can put the firearm in the pods container. You just can't transport ammunition, anything explosive or anything in the container. The only issue I have is some people have done that and reported that somehow they get water damage inside the pods and that damaged their firearms. So I kind of would rather avoid that. But again, if I put them in the hard case that I have, secured in the case, it should avoid any water damage. Plus, AR-15s are supposed to be kind of immune from water damage. Like, obviously, I wouldn't go putting them underwater or anything, but if they get a few drops on them, it's not going to hurt them, They're pretty good guns. But again, any water that you get, could cause rust damage and whatever, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I don't have to worry about that. So that's that. Then let's talk about my weight loss. The crappy weather we've had, I haven't really gone on any walks lately. Haven't used my treadmill lately. During the week, a little over a week that I was in Florida, I went off my diet. When you're on vacation, you got to enjoy yourself, so you go off your diet, and then you get home and get back into the grind, which has been kind of rough, getting back into it. I've had some weaknesses, but good news is I only gained about 5-6 pounds when I was on vacation, and now I'm back down right now within a pound, a half a pound of where I was before I left. So I'm doing it, getting back into it, and looking forward to getting down to Florida, where I know it's summertime, I know it's hot, I know it's humid, but you got the early mornings, you got the evening time. I can get out and walk every day. Obviously you still get rain down there. Summer is the rainy season. Pretty much get rain every day, but it's more like you get the rain between 4 and 6 in the afternoon, and it lasts for maybe a half hour to an hour. Pours like hell, and then it clears up. You can live with that. And my dog is just laying on his side over there. And just enjoying himself, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, you get the rain and you can go right back out. When I was down there, granted, it's not the middle of the hottest part of the summer, but it was in the 90s and a little bit of humidity, not bad. And I was able to tolerate it walking around and, just put on sunscreen, wear a hat, because bald guys like me, got to protect that thing on top from the sun. So yeah, got to get some good sunblock, make sure you wear that, and taking my t-shirts. I got a lot of these black t-shirts, dark colored t-shirts, and I'm getting some lighter colored ones because you don't want to wear black in the summertime. And yeah, with the weight I've lost, I've been able to fit into some of my shorts now, which is good because I'll be wearing shorts down there a lot. And which is why I want to lose some weight. I got to get into my beach body there because your beach body season is year round down there. So, walking around in my bikini in there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. My mother had a good time when she was down there. She was able to get around on her scooter, and she was out and about. And, I don't know if she'd admit it, but she looked happier than she's been in a while we were down there. And she was kind of reluctant. I won't get into everything that happened to get her to decide to move, but I was in a real bad place, both politically and, weather-wise. I was just depressed, very depressed, and, did some drinking that I shouldn't have done and stuff like that. And, she said, her concern is basically the medical thing where she has a lot of health problems. And her doctor told her the doctors down there basically suck, which was kind of an unfair thing to say because there's a lot of doctors up here in Maine that suck. But again, there's a little bit of truth to that about Florida because some areas are medical practices aren't that good. And it's a real concern for her. But she got on the internet and researched doctors down there and the issues that she's got. And she found that Tampa General Hospital down there has one of the highest ranked hospitals in the nation, and in particular in the specialties that she needs. So she was like, well, if you can find a place close to Tampa GH, then, let's do it. And so then, looked around the area and, then I made a suggestion. I says, if I had the money, I'd like to go down there for maybe a few days and look around. And she says, well, when do you want to go? And that became a plan, and that's when we went down there and looked around, and we both had a positive feeling about it. And I think now she's maybe not quite as excited as I am, but then again, maybe she is. I think she's a little more excited about it than she's letting on, but, she's looking at going to, the Tampa Bay Rays game when they're playing the Red Sox. Tickets are a lot cheaper at Tropicana Field, and, going to Disney World, we're probably going to get season ticket, yearly passes for that, for residents down there. Wouldn't call them cheap, but if you go a lot, they do pay for themselves. And, so there's things she's looking forward to. She wants to buy a new scooter that she has, a smaller one, or maybe an electric wheelchair or something, because the one she's got is kind of heavy. I have a ramp that goes in and out of the car, but it's still kind of heavy. And so she wants to make it easier on me, which I don't mind. I took the thing in and out of the car in Florida when we were down there, so if it helps her get around, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, And so that's obviously, I know that going to Florida isn't gonna solve all my depression, and it's like my mother said, it's only a matter of time before the Democrats take over Florida too. And that's true. I mean, it's a possibility. I hope it doesn't happen, but I also know it could. And it probably will at some point. They've had Democrats elected there before. They probably will again. They went for Obama twice. Hopefully we'll go for Trump again, because they went for Trump the first time, but it's close. They got a Republican governor, Republican legislature, but politics can change, just like, here in Maine we had a Republican governor, and at least one branch of the legislature was Republican up until last year. Lacey, be quiet. That's a neighbor's dog. She likes to bark all the time, especially when my dog's out here. But yeah, I know the politics can change, but I just, with the weather being good, being a lot of things to do, I want to try to avoid as much as possible the politics. I mean, I'll probably always be a political person and pay attention to politics, but I want to get away from that as much as I can, because no matter what, there's always going to be something to bitch about anybody who's in office, Republican, Democrat, whoever. It's, they all suck. There's even stuff Trump's done that I don't like. I mean, I think he's been a good president. I think he's light years better than Hillary, but there's a lot of things that he's done that concern me too. Number one off the bat is the bump stock ban, and any kind of infringement on the Second Amendment, I don't support. But he's done some good things, and like I said, he's a lot better than any Democrat. So getting down there, getting myself established, finding people to hang out with down there, getting into, walking, there's a lot of stuff to do that, doesn't cost money, and there's a lot of stuff that does take money, but, stuff that, that I can get into to avoid the political garbage and to enjoy my life as much as possible. And it's most of the area down there is dog friendly. I mean, they even have restaurants and stuff you can bring your dogs in, mostly outside eating establishments, but a lot of your grocery stores you can bring your dogs in and whatever, and there's parks all around. Some of the stuff that concerns me, like hurricanes, tornadoes, stuff like that, snakes, alligators. I'm not really nervous about alligators. I'm one who can see an alligator from a ways away, and I think they're kind of cool. Obviously, I don't want them knocking on my door, which they do sometimes, but I love alligators. I want to see them, but I want to see them in their own habitat, not in my backyard. Snakes, part of the deal down there. I am a little concerned about my dog because he likes to go after anything that moves, and he's gone after some garter snakes up here, and I don't want him messing with a rattler or a coral snake or water moccasin down there. But there's stuff you can do to keep them out of your yard, and you just got to keep an eye on them. And I guess that's a good thing about the yard being smaller down there, is a smaller area to be concerned about. And they got some poisonous toads down there that if if the toad gets their juice or whatever it is on the dog, it can kill them. But again, just got to be careful, and the biggest thing is if they do get bit, have some liquid Benadryl and get them to the vet ASAP. And best place for them to get bit is on their nose, their face, because I guess it's more survivable than if they get bit on their body. But I don't want them to get bit at all, and I'm going to do anything I have to make sure it doesn't happen. It's just being aware of your surroundings. Hurricanes, I actually, obviously I don't want to mess around with a category 4 or 5, but smaller hurricanes, I'd like to go out and, chase them like the press people do. I mean, you got to be smart about it. You don't want to get yourself caught or, end up with a tree branch through your spleen or something like that. But, yeah, I like to go chasing storms. Tornadoes are a little bit concerning down there. They get them, and they don't have no basements in the house, so thinking of looking into a storm shelter. They got storm shelters you can put in your garage or outside and stuff, and that are safe from tornadoes, so that's something I'm going to look into. Most tornadoes are obviously when they get the supercell thunderstorms. They tend not to be as big or as bad as Tornado Alley, like Oklahoma, Texas area. But they do get some tornadoes down there, especially like when they get hurricanes. And hurricanes can spawn them sometimes. So you just got to be aware of your surroundings and make sure your insurance is up to date. And, you just have to have that attitude, Up here you got blizzards 6 months out of the year, so, we've had tornadoes up here too. People have lost their homes during blizzards. People have lost their homes during severe storms during the summer up here, and it's weather. You're going to have it wherever you go. It's not as common up here, but we do have hurricanes up here. So, anytime you're near the coast, you're going to have weather. And even if you're not near the coast, you're still going to have weather. Out in the Midwest, they get the big tornadoes. So, you just have to, again, be aware of your surroundings, have weather radio with you, have a plan. What if this happens? The place where we're living is going to be not inland, but far enough where the storm surge shouldn't be a problem, which is the biggest worry of a hurricane. The storm surge, because that just floods everything out, and so be far enough away from that. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And again, I've been rambling now for 45 minutes, so I think it's time to end this. Thank you all for watching. If you made it to the end, congratulations. Thank you. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, tell your friends, spread it around. I'm just some dude from Maine that's heading to Florida. And oh yes, one last thing. Most important thing. There is a Latin Mass community in Tampa, and I did go there when I was in Florida, and they have a low Mass at 7 a.m. Sunday and Missa Cantata at I think 10:30 Sunday. Plus they got a daily Latin Mass. They got the Latin Mass and Holy Days of Obligation. So I'm set. And I've been to the church. I like it. People there are friendly. People there are, reached out to me. Hey, I noticed you're new. You're going to be around. And, I told them that time, probably be a few months, but I plan on making this a home sometime along the way. But, having a Latin Mass around, that's the most important thing. And I did manage to go to confession, and the priest was really awesome. He gave some good advice. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Have an opportunity to go to, I probably won't make it to daily Mass every day, but, if someday I get up and want to go to Mass, I got daily Latin Masses, which I don't have up here. We're lucky that we have them on Sundays and Holy Days, but it's nice to have them on every day if you're so inclined. So yeah, that's about all I have now. Give a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you wish. Spread my video around, and go Tampa Bay. Yeah, I still like the Red Sox, but the thing with Cora and some of the teammates not going to the White House kind of got under my skin. Plus, the Tampa Bay area being my new home, gotta support the home team. Unless it's the Yankees. If I was moving to New York, Yankees suck. That's all I'm going to say is the Yankees suck. Alright, Tampa Bay, they're cool. Yankees suck. And, yeah, Red Sox are doing good right now. And, yeah, probably always have a soft spot for them. But, that whole thing with the White House visit and Cora and some of the team not going kind of soured my stomach to them. So, for now, it's go Tampa. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and hopefully I keep promising this, but hopefully I'll have more videos, more shorter videos, and when I move to Florida, I'll be having more videos, that's for sure. And I'll also have to change my name to Florida Catholic Guy. This is Daryl, Maine Catholic Guy, signing off.